All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Music, and I want to have a conversation today. Uh, we just closed out probably the third reading of Think and Grow Rich. Just talked about the 13 principles, and I want to go over now the ending chapters, and he talks about how to outwit the six ghosts of fear. And so this is a really important chapter or section of the book because we talked about all the good things that will help you on your way to riches, but we got to talk about the things that are going to come up along your way or along your journey. And what I mean by that is these fears, right? So there's six ghosts of fear, and notice that he calls them ghosts of fear. Now why is that? It's because they're not real, right? Fear isn't real. All fear is a state of mind. However, they these fears appear so real that it's not a laughing matter. It's not like, oh, that's just a ghost, like it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. And then ultimately, the goal here is to really take possession of our mind so that fear and doubt are no longer a part of our consciousness. So that's the conversation I'm going to be having today in here. Now now the goal of these next few episodes is to um find out like what ghosts are standing in your way specifically, right? It's not just maybe there's certain fears that are higher on the scale than others. So let me just explain real quick the six basic fears that I'm going to be going over, and they're going to be in broken up each episode for each fear. But the six ghosts are fear of poverty, and then fear of criticism. Let me see. Yeah, fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and finally the fear of death. Okay, so these are the major fears. There's other fears out there, but they all fall basically under these six major categories. So why is this important? Well, he says that, before you can put any of the portion of this philosophy to use, like desire, faith, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, etc., before you can put any of that to use, you must your mind must be prepared to receive it, and the preparation is not difficult. Now it begins with the study, analysis, and understanding of the three enemies which you shall have to clear out. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you right now three enemies that are detrimental to almost all failures in life, right? So 98% of the world is not winning, and why is that? It's because these three enemies stand in your way. Number one is indecision, two is doubt, and three is fear. Okay, so I'm going to explain. This is what essentially crushes dreams. Okay, you got a dream, you got a goal card. We talked about desire, writing down what you want. This is what essentially is crushing your dream. And if you can master these three enemies, right, you can control your mind and you can have whatever it is that you want. Okay, so I'll repeat it again: indecision, doubt, and fear. Now, we just talked about the sixth sense, right? Being the creative imagination and almost the intermediary for you to literally connect you with infinite intelligence and hear, direct answers from a source outside of you or outside of your experience. Now, he says the sixth sense will never function while these three negatives or any of them remain in your mind. Okay, so you can't have your sixth sense in action unless you clear out these three enemies: indecision, doubt, and fear. The members of this unholy trio are closely related, right? Where one is found, you can guarantee that you will find another really close by. So think about this. Why do some people say that the chapter on decision, is the most important chapter in this whole book, right? Because what we're talking about right here, indecision, when I don't decide exactly what I want and go through with it and commit to it, what does that lead to? That leads to procrastination, which is literally the same thing as indecision. The two are like twin brothers. That leads to doubt, right? I start doubting myself on, whether it's even possible. Like, can I do it? And that doubt, over and over starts crystallizing into fear. So it really comes down. Why do they say decision is so important? It really comes down to, what do I want? And am I able to make decisions quickly and effectively and keep those decisions? So, this is not an easy conversation to have, but it is so true. So he says that so I'll repeat kind of what I was just saying. Indecision is the seedling of fear. Remember this as you read along. Indecision crystallizes into doubt, and the two blend and become fear. Now, this blending process is often slow, and this is one reason why these three enemies are so dangerous. They germinate and grow without their presence being observed, right? You won't even realize it. You will be in a state of fear. So let's say you don't make a decision on something, right? And time passes. You will find maybe this happened in your past where you have been in a state of fear and you were like, where did this fear come from? It wasn't here, before. It came from indecision. So the purpose, what we're going to be talking about from here on out is to turn the spotlight of attention upon the cause and the cure of the six basic fears. And before we can master any enemy, we must first know its name, its habits, and its place of abode. So what is the name of the fears, right? Fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, old age, loss of love, and death, right? So we know the names, right? What are its habits? What are the symptoms of it? And where is it located? So yeah, I really want you to take inventory of yourself, like as we go through these symptoms and as we go through further conversations about this. And he says finally, to wrap this up, do not be deceived by the habits of these subtle enemies. Right? Do not be deceived by the habits of these subtle enemies. Sometimes they remain hidden in the subconscious mind where they are difficult to locate and still more difficult to eliminate. All right. So let's talk about fear for a sec, right? What is fear? He says that fears are nothing more than a state of mind. All right, so think about this for a sec. This is actually something that he has in the book. I'll just paraphrase it, but if you think about physicians, right, people that go into hospitals and handle sick people, right? There's disease all around them, yet they don't get sick. They don't attract the disease. And why is that so? It's because they understand that 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 all right, so essentially he's saying that they don't have the fear of the disease. They understand the disease and they don't have fear of it, and therefore they don't get sick, right? To be honest, if you're getting sick, it's because of the way that you're thinking. I'll be flat out about that. If you are getting sick, it is because of the way you are thinking, right? I can tell you there are people out there that do not get sick because they don't let fears germinate in their mind. And this is another conversation, but let me explain to you that physicians don't get sick when dealing with sick people because they don't have the fear. They're not ignorant of the disease. They don't let fear get into their mind about ill health, and that's the reason that they stay healthy. So he says that their immunity against the disease consisted largely, if not solely, in their absolute lack of fear. So if you can control your mind, I'm telling you right now, you can get in a state where you do not get sick. It is possible. I have personally, proven this myself. I realized with COVID, right? What spread COVID-19 more than any other factor? It was actually, believe it or not, the news and the fear of ill health, right? That was spread all over. So that's something we're going to talk about, furthermore. And I'm going to be talking about some controversial statements, but The truth is the truth, and truly there is no such thing as disease. It's only honestly ignorance on that subject. So think about this. He says, man can create nothing which he does not first conceive in the form of an impulse of thought. Following this statement comes another of still greater importance, namely that man's thought impulses begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent, whether those thoughts are voluntary or involuntary. So, what does that mean? All right. So, he says that thought impulses, whether intentional or by mere chance, what am I saying? Okay, anyways, he's saying that your thoughts become reality. All right. So what else? All right, so I'm gonna pause it there because a lot of the other words, it's basically just a bunch of words, and I want to keep this video short and sweet. But yeah, think about this. We're gonna talk about the fears and how important it is to master these fears and ultimately control your own mind. And I'm telling you, um, you know, there's another book, right? Think about this. We're talking about how to outwit the six ghosts of fears. There's another book that I would love to have a conversation about. It's called Outwitting the Devil. It was also written by Napoleon Hill, and it didn't get released until 70 years after Napoleon Hill actually passed away. Right, his family members wouldn't even release this to the public, and it's something I think would be worth having a conversation about because of how powerful it is to expose to you the truth of things. Because at the end of the day, whether I'm making a fool out of myself or not, it is the truth that I am seeking, and I'm gonna go through whatever it takes to truly get that type of understanding. So I'll end the video there. Thank you all for watching. Continue watching to catch the other videos about the six ghosts of fear, and I'll see you at the next event. So I'll leave you with this until we meet again in time and space. Bye, everybody, for now.